call it Microdochium Patch because I try to be politically correct, but I'll say AKA Fusarium Patch. So one of the things that we've seen in other parts of the country is dollar spot's a big disease. There's a lot of money spent on fungicides for dollar spot. And what they found is that if you could apply fungicides early in the season, they could actually delay the onset of dollar spot during the year and, in theory, reduce the amount of fungicide applied. Well, what we wanted to do, and this comes from Jim Myers, who's up at the Plateau Club. I visited with him last summer, and he was doing some testing, and so we sat down, we came up with a protocol. So myself, Jim there at Plateau Club, as well as the Seattle Golf Club and TPC Snoqualmie, all put out these trials. And so what we did is we applied Banner Max at 1, 2, 3, and 4 ounces per thousand on 4 individual dates: August 15th, September 1st, September 15th, and October 1st. And the intent is could we go through and evaluate and delay the onset of Microdochium Patch or Fusarium Patch, whatever the hell you want to call it. Can you delay the onset as you go into the year? And maybe, you know, if we can get what we typically see here in this region is you get a big outbreak in the fall time. Some of the guys on the coast, you get it all year round. But you get an outbreak in the fall, and then we get too cold, and you know, so then we don't see anything through the winter, and then we see another outbreak more towards the springtime. So our thought was, could we delay that onset in the fall to where you might only have to apply 1 fungicide application, and for that matter, at these dates, you could be dealing with some, you know, either a touch of dollar spot and or late season anthracnose. You can kind of kill multiple birds with 1 stone. So we've gone through, we applied it last year. Obviously, it wasn't a typical year by any stretch. We didn't have any disease on our plots here until January. So we didn't, you know, it was just a strange year. Plateau Club, TPC Snoqualmie did not have any disease. Seattle Golf Club actually did, and what we found there, I went there at the end of December and looked at their plots, but based off of those 4 timing dates, the September 15th date for him was actually ideal, and the 4 ounce rate at September 15th actually was still clean at the end of December, even though his other plots had quite a bit of disease in it. You know, and you kind of saw a breakdown with that, but about September 15th for him was ideal. We're all repeating it again this year, so we'll end up at that point in time seeing where we're at as far as timing goes. Here in Oregon, Gordon Kiwakawa, who's around here, he was going to do the same thing, miscommunication probably on my part, so he put 1, 2, 3, and 4 ounces out at each of those on the same plots. So he had more or less 4 ounces cumulative, 8 ounces, 12 ounces, and 16 ounces. Now, Gordon up there on the gorge, he gets a lot more disease pressure. So I was there in December, and what we actually found he actually had a pretty good disease pressure, but his 4 sequential 1 ounce applications were still holding in even as of the middle of December on his plots. So in his case, where it was a little bit more severe, 4 sequential 1 ounce applications, with the last one being on October 1st, was still holding as of the middle of December. So again, we're kind of working through this, trying to get a better feel for it, and I think there's still some merit to it as far as timing goes and reducing that amount of application, or reducing the amount of fungicide applications at the end of the day. With that, so that's kind of what, any questions on this trial and what we're trying to do or what we're attempting to do here at this point? If not, one of the other things I wanted to visit with is, obviously everybody is seeing the PCMB stop sale, and obviously that starts to send up, well, what do we do? And you know, one of the first things I'll say is, you know, there's nothing that's going to be as inexpensive or cheap as PCMB. So I think if you get that out of your mind, then you start saying, okay, well, where do we go from here? In our trials, what we have found that is some products that have worked well. Definitely Banner Max has been one of the fungicides that has worked well with Microdochium or Fusarium Patch. Endorse has performed very well in our trials. So has 4 as far as products go. So those are 3 key products that have worked extremely well. We have also seen sometimes, you know, we see the different DMIs, and not all the DMIs perform the same. Trinity hasn't done very well. in our trials. You know, Medallion doesn't do well. So there are some products that don't do as well when it comes to Microdochium Patch. One of the things I'll refer you to is on the Beaver Turf website. Brian and I just posted a thing that talked a little bit about resistance, but also about specifically with regards to Microdochium Patch and what fungicides are available. So if you go on the Beaver Turf website and look under the golf turf area, or click on it or do a search for golf, you'll see the article that's posted there. One of the other things we posted on there, obviously you get to the other side of the mountain and in gray snow mold, I personally think, you know, here on this side with Microdochium or Fusarium Patch, you know what, there's a number of alternatives, and I don't think it's as big a concern. I think when you get on the other side of the mountain where PCB was a key component, and you know, you can get, you know, long time under snow cover, it provides some unique challenges from that standpoint. So one of the things we added came out of Wisconsin. There's a link on our website as well if you go in and look, and we posted it, but there's a link, and they actually put together a table. I just haven't had the time. Actually, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a slacker. But they actually put together a table of what they call good, better, best, and supreme fungicide treatments based off of snow mold, both pink and gray, that they've seen in Wisconsin and Minnesota. And so they have a list of various treatments and combinations. At the end of the day, for gray snow mold, you're going to see a 2- or 3-way combination of products that are going to be used. You know, most likely it's going to be probably chlorothalonil or daconil, the Chipco or iprodione, and then a DMI of some sort. Instrata's out there, which is obviously a 3-way combination that still does very well as far as treatments go. So again, those links are also available on our site if you're looking for fungicides or fungicide treatments, but also, like I said, the Fusarium article is on there as well.